You ever wake up with this super vivid image of a tree stuck in your head, and you're just like, what on earth was that about? Well, today, we're going to get to the root of it. We are diving deep into the rich, complex, and honestly pretty surprising symbolism of trees in our dreams. We'll start with the basics and then go way, way deeper. You know, we tend to think of trees as these calm, peaceful giants, right? But I saw this post on Reddit that just completely challenged that idea. It said trees are in this constant, slow-motion battle for sunlight and space. I mean, that quote, it just totally flips the script on how we see them. And that's the real question, isn't it? When a tree shows up in your dream, it's not just a random prop. It's a symbol, and it is loaded with messages straight from your own mind. So, to figure out what those messages are, we're going to look at them through two totally different lenses. First, you've got the practical, straightforward stuff you'd find in a dream dictionary. And on the other hand, you've got the really deep psychological dive from Jungian analysis. But first, why a tree? Why is it so powerful? Well, because across pretty much every culture and myth, the tree is seen as the axis mundi, the center of the world. It's this cosmic pillar connecting the heavens, the earth, and even the underworld. That ancient universal power is exactly why it hits so hard when it shows up in our dreams. Okay, so what's the difference between these two approaches? Well, think of a dream dictionary like a quick reference guide. It gives you these fast, practical meanings. Jungian analysis, that's not a guide. It's more like a map for a really deep personal expedition into your own inner world, exploring how these huge universal symbols connect to your unique life. All right, theory's over. Let's actually put these tools to work. We're going to look at some of the most common ways trees pop up in dreams and see what each perspective has to say about it. Okay, so let's start with a really classic positive image. You dream of a tree just loaded with ripe, perfect fruit. What's it trying to tell you? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Look at the shift in focus here. The dream dictionary is all about the external stuff. Success, money, getting rewarded for your hard work. It's practical. But the Jungian lens, it turns completely inward. It's not just about getting the rewards, it's about your own creative fire, your power to bring ideas into the world. It's about where that fruitfulness is actually coming from, inside you. So let's flip it. What if the tree in your dream is the total opposite? It's barren, dry, maybe has no leaves at all. I mean, that feels like a pretty bad sign, right? And this just perfectly shows the difference. The dream dictionary basically confirms our fears. It points to hard times, disappointment, but the Jungian view, it reframes the whole thing. It's not an ending, it's just a phase. It's the death of an old part of you to clear the way for something new. It's like the winter of your soul right before the spring. And that idea, that leads us to probably the most powerful concept in this whole explainer. How can these two completely opposite images, the tree of life and the tree of death, actually be connected? Well, this is where Jung's idea of wholeness comes into play. So here's the bottom line. Where one viewpoint sees a simple good versus bad, the other sees a complete integrated system. The fruitful tree and the barren tree aren't enemies. They're actually partners, working together in the cycle of your own personal growth. There's even a fancy term for this, coincidentia oppositorum. I know, it's a mouthful. It just means the union of opposites. Jung believed that to become a truly whole person, you can't just accept the good parts of yourself. You have to understand and integrate the bad parts, the shadow, the tough times. Growth and decay, they're two sides of this very same coin. And wow, this image, which comes from one of Jung's own books, is the perfect picture of it. You see one tree growing up into the sunlight of the conscious world, while its perfect mirror image grows down into the dark waters of the unconscious. In the real world, only one can exist. But inside your mind, inside your psyche, both are absolutely real and equally important. So let's relabel our dream trees. The fruitful one, that's the tree of life. It's your conscious growth, how you connect with the world. The leafless tree, that's the tree of death. It's that necessary journey into your unconscious to transform. But here's the big takeaway. Jung would say they aren't two different trees at all. They're just two faces of you, your complete self. Okay, so how do you actually use all this for that weird tree dream you had last week? Let me give you a simple, practical toolkit you can use right away. First things first, start with the feeling. Was the dream hopeful, scary, sad? That feeling is your number one clue. Second, look at the hard facts. What did the tree look like? What was going on? Then, go ahead and check the dream dictionary for the quick surface-level meaning. After that, put on that Jungian lens. Ask yourself, what cycle of change could this be about in my life right now? And finally, and this is the most important part, trust your gut. It's your dream, and at the end of the day, you are the real expert. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. If you imagine yourself as one of these trees, with your roots deep in the unconscious and your branches reaching up toward the light, what are your roots reaching for? And what are your branches trying to grasp? What is your whole tree telling you about your journey to becoming whole?